Let's explore different types of gold watches today. I have in front of me 6 watches here, really 5 watches because this is a white dial and a black dial, but they're all gold with gold accents. The reason why I want to explore this is because I think that they're not just a formal type of watch that you have to wear with a suit or to some kind of event that requires a gold watch. I think you can wear these with a lot of different types of outfits. So let me just go ahead and list what I have here in front of me. I've got this Glycine, which is a gold bezel chronograph, the limited edition, the last one that was made by Glycine before they were taken over by Invicta or became a part of Invicta. Great watch. It's rugged and durable. I've got this Perle, which is also an 18 karat bezel. It has this really cool turbine on the dial. Also has a little bit of red accents. Really love it. A little bit bigger, a little bit more over the top, a little bit more flashy, but great watch overall. I've got this Porsche design in front of me that's, overall pretty great. It's solid gold, and it has also a gold buckle clasp on it, and it's calfskin leather for the band. Great watch, and this is really kind of like one of those wear it for any kind of occasion type watch. I've got a Corum Romulus. The Corum Romulus has the gold bezel, also the gold links. A kind of heavy, sturdy watch, but fits the wrist well because of the turn on the links, right before you come to your wrist in the bezel. So it looks great. Also, I have a black dial version, just so you can see that, see comparison to the two, because we're going to talk about that later. And then finally, I have this Tag Heuer. This Tag Heuer is a smartwatch with gold accents as well. And honestly, one of the coolest smartwatches out there when it comes to an elevated appearance and durability and functionality. All right, let's talk a little bit about the design. The design on this Glycine is big and rugged and durable, but it still has that really cool case back if you want to just show somebody how amazing the movement is inside of it. And I think this is one of those things that when you think of a watch, you think to yourself, rugged and durable, just big and ready just to take on some action. And I feel like that's how it feels in my wrist. The Perle also mimics that. I think this could take a lot of abuse, and it's a pretty big watch. And it feels very similar in terms of the ruggedability and the durability. The Porsche design, even though it's an easy to wear watch, I do feel like it's a little bit more fragile or something that you're going to take a little bit more care of. It's also a lot more expensive than these other watches, but it's still kind of effortless, in what you get here. The Corums, of course, I've got the black and then I've got the white dials. These are much more of what I would say a classic design would be because they kind of fit that classic build. They're chunky though. They're not small watches by any means. They're not really by any measure. They're not very thin, but they have enough chunk to them and enough classic appeal to where I think they kind of match with most of the types of outfits that people wear nowadays and how people do things. And then finally, when you come to the Tag Heuer, this is a smart watch through and through. It literally does everything you need to do for exercise and timekeeping and GPS and all that. But it has enough of the elevated appearance when it comes to this black titanium and also the gold bezel that I think it matches most outfits and can do a lot even in the sporty side of it, the exercise side of it, and also kind of if you want to dress up, you can do that. Let's talk about outfit choices. What would I wear with something like this? If I'm wearing a big chunky watch like this might go with some sneakers. I could do it with a hoodie. This can go with quite a bit of outfits, but I wouldn't wear this with anything dressy. And I might wear it with short sleeves, but I most likely would wear something like this with a hoodie and just a more of a rugged, chill feel. This one, because over the top, this is going to be for somebody who wears over the top outfits. They're probably going to be comfortable wearing this with even a tank top. They might not be afraid to wear it with some really cool sneakers or something else that kind of pops and blings, is a little more flashy, because that's the kind of watch that this is. And this watch is one of those watches that you talk to people about because it's got that really cool turbine movement on the dial. For the Porsche design, this 18K, this is probably the most versatile out of the bunch. You could wear this in basically any setting. I think you could wear this with sneakers. I think you could wear this with even a more dressed up outfit. You could wear this with long sleeves, and for sure you could wear this with a hoodie. For sure you could wear this with a coat. This just matches most everything. This could be like a daily driver if you wanted to be, but because it's more expensive, you're probably going to protect it a little more. So I don't know how often you would do that. For the Corums, the white dial for sure is going to be a little bit more sporty, a little more fun, but it's still got that classic, elegant design and feel. And the black dial is going to be a lot more classic. It's going to be a lot more what you expect from an older type of style and classic watch. So for me, for outfits for that, I mean, you could wear this with sneakers if you wanted. Could probably wear with this a long sleeve shirt. You could wear with the sweater for sure. I think the white dial for sure, but goes really good with some white sneakers, but I just don't know how many times you would do that. But it could go with white sneakers for sure. And for the smartwatch, this one right here, man, you could just wear with basically any type of outfit. But I wear this mostly when I'm exercising. That's just the truth. I'm wearing like, short sleeves, or I'm wearing something sleeveless, or I'm wearing a tank top, and I'm dressed for exercise, or I'm dressed for the beach, or I'm just to go run. And this just fits that. This is just that kind of watch. It's versatile enough, but it's also sporty enough to where it matches with basically anything you're going to wear. And it is a smartwatch through and through. So if you're going to exercise, this really fits that. For wearability, the glycine, I would say, is durable and rugged, and it feels that way on your wrist. The same thing with Parallel. The Parallel is a lot more heavy than the Glycine, but these are the more heavy watches I have here. Even these ones with this chunky, links and the gold on it are still about the same weight as these ones here, but this one is a little bit lighter than the Parallel. For wearability, when it comes to the Tag Heuer, this actually fits very well, and what I would say is the most wearable. And then besides that would be the Porsche design. This is also very wearable. The calfskin really helps, but it has a really strong clasp on it because it is gold. And to take it on and off does require a little bit of work because it has to have a way to stay really well sitting on your wrist, but it feels good on your wrist overall. But this one feels probably the best on the wrist. If I had to rate these watches between the ones that I like the best and which one I think is the best everyday wearable, I would have to say that the Porsche design would probably go with me in most any situation I could think of. The only time I probably wouldn't wear it is during exercise, and that's how and why this would take number 2 when it comes to wearing a gold watch for some accents or gold accents and a little bit of titanium, is because this one right here also matches sporty events and also some exercise. Then the Quorum, of course, I think it's got that classic appeal. And if you're into hoodies and you're kind of into streetwear, you're most likely going to go with the Glycine or with the Parallel if you're a little more flashy and you like to show a little bit more and have something that's kind of cool to talk about, especially because this is a centerpiece to talk about on the style with the really cool turn on. Those are my thoughts when it comes to gold watches. I'd love to hear yours. Put some comments below. Let me know what you think about these gold watches. Let me know if there's some other ones that you want me to talk about. I enjoy gold watches. I think it's for 2025 is going to be something that people are going to add to their outfits on a normal basis. You don't have to be overly flashy about it. And I think a lot of these show how it can be understated. So comment, let me know, share this with others, subscribe. I'm always here.